afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Stock Market Today. This is Alyssa Corum. I'm joined by Ed Carson, and on today's show, we're going to be taking a look at 3 stocks that were able to retake their 21-day moving averages. But before we get to that, let's take a look at the major indexes. So this is a chart of the NASDAQ here, closing the day with a gain of about 8.4%, the S&P finishing up 9.3%, and the Dow with its best day ever in quite a while, Ed, since the 2008 financial crisis, up over 11% today. What do you make of the strong gains?
Well, it was really nice. It's nice to see it get above sort of the top of its recent range. I mean, this is all due to optimism that there is going to be a stimulus package. Obviously, the market sold off when there were delays to the stimulus package. There still isn't a deal, so it could still fall apart, though I think that the market would send a pretty strong signal to Washington if there wasn't a deal in the very near future. They're expecting it sometime today. It's nice, but this is one day. I guess you could say with Monday's rise off the lows that this is the second day of a rally, but we've had lots of good one days. You know, you want to see a follow through day.
Yeah, we are waiting for that follow through day. And you're right. Important to not take one day out of context. And let's take a look at a few stocks that we are keeping our eye on out of the chip space. AMD with a gain of 11% today, above average turnover, a nice gap up here for the stock, which had been finding support at that 200-day line, now above its 21-day.
Yeah, I mean, the 50-day, which is the orange line, the black line, the 200-day, people are familiar with that. And yeah, it was nice action there. Why are we looking at the 21-day? And this is the exponential moving average. You can use it on MarketSmith. You know, our head market strategist, Mike Webster, likes to say, you want to live above for the 21-day. It shows you a nice short-term trend. If your stock is doing well, it should be above the 21-day. You know, it's a sort of a sign that we're building the right side of a base. You know, right now in the short term, the graphic chips from AMD and NVIDIA, which also took us 21-day today, they're going to be in demand by medical researchers as they process all sorts of things, genetics and stuff for the coronavirus. But going forward, there's still so much demand. And with all these stocks we're going to look at, the relative strength lines look very strong. And that's the blue line down below.
Yeah, that's right. That RS line measuring price performance versus the S&P 500. We love seeing that RS line at highs. And as you mentioned, Ed, that 21-day exponential moving average, great for the technicals for individual stocks, as well as the overall health of the market too, which is something else to keep in mind. But let's pivot our attention now to Shopify, which is retaking its 21-day line as well today with a gain of more than 14%. Now, this stock briefly lost support at its 200-day line, but it too,
Yeah, you would expect, you know,
the coronavirus.
the business that Shopify is in, which is e-commerce software, helping a lot of smaller companies often with their sites. To do relatively well, because e-commerce is still doing well in this environment. But obviously, if we have a recession, the economy goes down 20, 30%, and a lot of these small businesses, even if they're online, might have trouble. But so this is a positive situation here, that relative strength line moving higher. The growth outlook for this company is great. It had, you know, a loss a couple quarters ago as invested, but is really doing well. Definitely one to be watching.
Yeah, that's right. And on the e-commerce front in China, JD.com has been one with a spiking relative strength line as well, not only retaking its 21-day moving average, but its 50-day moving average as well. And it's getting pretty darn close to prior highs now.
Yeah, it's actually, this almost looks like a normal stock. I mean, it's in a situation, obviously a lot of volatility, but the RS line has been skyrocketing. E-commerce firms doing really well in China. It's sort of ideal. The economy's sort of getting back on its feet in China, but people are still somewhat stuck at home, either by choice or by order. So, you know, you can imagine a lot of people buying online. That's what's happening. You see that with a lot of other e-commerce stocks in China. Just a lot of Chinese stocks in general are doing well. So this is definitely one to be looking at. Some pretty strong growth this year and especially next year going forward.
That's right. Well, those are 3 names for your watch list. But as a reminder, we are still waiting for that follow through day to get confirmation of that upside momentum, and where you can learn more about what exactly we're looking for and how to handle the current bear market, make sure you check out our coronavirus stock market survival guide on investors.com. What do you think would be interesting for investors to take a look at in that, Ed?
Well, I think a lot of it is just sort of, we have articles about the post-crisis issue, what kind of stocks might do well in the post-crisis setup. We're just taking a look at how the economy is doing because, obviously until the cases level off and the economy starts to turn around, it just gives you an overview of, hey, this is where we are now and where we might be going. So there really is a nice survival guide as an investor.
Yeah, some really, really key perspective right now. And also, another great place to get in depth perspective is each morning on IBD Live. That's our daily live stream starting 10 minutes before the opening bell, running through the first hour plus of trading, where you get to see the screens of our experts. And there's also a very interactive Q&A. And with this, very early uptrend, we could be seeing a potential follow through day in a matter of days. I think now's the time more than ever to continue tuning in.
Be honest, working at home now, you and I think we've actually been participating more on IBD Live, just answering the questions because we want to be part of that community. I think it's a really nice sense of, if you're isolated as an investor, maybe just isolated for a lot of reasons, it's really nice to get that, that collaborative effort, not just the people on camera, but we get a lot of good information from people submitting questions or making, points of fact. So it's really a really great opportunity to learn about the market right now.
Yeah, that's so true. I'm really enjoying it myself. So everyone, make sure you check that out at investors.com/IBD Live. But that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you right back here tomorrow.